Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Below by Laurel Hightower. In this story, you are following Addie. She is on a road trip to meet up with her friend. This is the first time she's taken a solo road trip since she got a divorce from her husband. During the trip, the weather starts getting bad, so Addie pulls over to, get her bearings and get coffee. While at the gas station, Addie meets a truck driver named Mads who tells her that the upcoming part of the road is known for being especially horrible during bad weather and offers to kind of like escort her through the bad part where like he'll drive his truck ahead of her and she can follow him. They have CB radios so that they can keep in contact and just kind of help each other out. Partway into the drive, when they are crossing a bridge, there is an accident that happens and Mad's truck falls off the bridge. And for some reason, Addie thinks that Mads is still alive. So she climbs down the side to get into the ravine to try to save him. During that climb, she, hears and sees things that are creepy, possibly inhuman, probably not human. And when she gets to the bottom, she ends up in a cave. I have said before, caves super freak me out. I do not like the dark. I don't like small spaces. I read half of this book in one day, more than half. And I ended up stopping and I read it at night and I was so freaked out because I don't like caves. And there was a part where like she's in the cave and she's all alone and then she loses her flashlight and then there's like an underground pool of water. So she's like in the water and you can't see if anything's going to touch her and that. No, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. This book really got to me. I didn't give it a 5-star because I didn't particularly care for the ending. I understand the ending and I understand where Laurel Hightower was going. It was good. It definitely deserves to have a high rating because it really creeped me out. And books don't do that very often. So I commend Laurel Hightower for that. I just didn't particularly care for the ending. So now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Camp Lanier by Sylvester Barzey. I received this book as an ARC, which is an advanced reader copy from NetGalley. When I got this book, I did not realize that it was young adult. That was on me. This is a young adult horror novel. You are following Taylor, who has gotten in trouble and has the choice to either go to jail or go to a community work program. And through that community work program, she ends up being a counselor at a local summer camp called Camp Lanier, which is by Lanier Lake or Lake Lanier. This is set in Georgia. This is a real lake. And I think some of the story is based on real events. It's like a real lake, a real place. There's an author's note about it in the back. When she gets to camp, she starts hearing and seeing scary things. Some of the camp workers start disappearing, and so she is trying to figure out why this camp is being haunted and what is happening to her friends and if she can help them. I did not love this book. Again, part of it was because when I read it, I had been reading a lot of young adult and I didn't realize it was young adult, so that was on me. But also, the beginning of this book is exactly like the book Holes, where Taylor gets in trouble, she gets blamed for something that she didn't do, and then she has the choice, go to jail, go to camp, and she turns to the judge and she says, well, I've never been to camp before, so she chooses camp. That's exactly what Stanley Yelnats says in Holes. And I've complained about this so many times, but it's just, I really like the book and the movie Holes, and so just seeing a blatant ripoff of it really annoys me. The story was interesting, especially once I read the author's note that it was based on real places, but I don't know. I read it fast, but that's because I took it to my son's basketball practice, so I was just sitting there for 2 hours. And so I think that's one of the only reasons that I read it basically in one day, because I just had 2 hours to sit there and read it. It was okay. I wasn't super invested in it. It has been published now, and a lot of people really enjoy this book. It was a good summer read because it is based at a summer camp, and so that was interesting. But overall, not my favorite book. Overall, not my favorite book. Don't know what else to say about it. You may like it. Again, a lot of other people do. I just wasn't that impressed by it. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This is a science fiction novel where you are following multiple people. It has multiple timelines. It is set in a world 20 years after an epidemic and a pandemic ravaged the world. And so part of the story is pre-epidemic and what life was like, and part of it takes place again 20 years in the future after most of the population has been killed off. Basically, after most of the population has died. I listened to this as an audiobook, and I thought it was a great audiobook. I really enjoyed it. The timelines and the chapters are all interspersed so well that I wanted to keep listening and I wanted to keep reading because I wanted to know how it was all connected. I was really interested in what the world would be like 20 years after a pandemic like this, not like the one we had. Like, this is this is like The Stand, where like 95% of the population died. So they're talking about how there's no electricity, there's no airplanes, they walk everywhere, and I just thought that was really interesting. I don't know. I really liked this one. Again, I really enjoyed the audiobook. I thought it was narrated very well. I think that because of the way that it's written, I enjoyed it more as an audiobook. Overall, a cool science fiction book. I haven't read anything like this before. Most of the pandemic books that I read lean towards horror. They talk about zombies, or The Stand is, ultimate good versus evil. This is a sci-fi book, so there's not anything super scary in it, except for the fact that most of the population is gone, and we are just left here. And you find out what life would be like. Anyway, I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today, I'm here to talk about What Kind of Mother by Clay McLeod Chapman. In this book, you are following Maddie. She has recently moved back to her small hometown with her daughter. And to make money, Maddie works as a psychic and palm reader. One day, she's at the farmer's market and she runs into an old classmate of hers named Henry. The women at the farmer's market tell Maddie that Henry's son Skylar went missing a few years ago and his body was never found. Maddie does a palm reading on Henry and actually sees something possibly about Skylar and his location. Now, Maddie isn't actually a palm reader or a psychic, so when she has a vision, she's like, oh, this seems like something real. She tells Henry she may be able to help him find out what happened to Skylar. This book was strange. I picked it up because I saw it at my library and I had been hearing about it. I liked this one okay. It had a very odd ending. I understand where he was going with the ending, and I get the ending, especially being a mother, and it says several times in the book, what kind of mother? What kind of mother would do this? What kind of mother would do that? What kind of mother am I if I do this? So I ended up listening to this as an audiobook. I liked the audiobook. The book is told from two different point of views. So you have some chapters from Maddie and some chapters from Henry. And it did have two different narrators for the audiobook. And I do like that because I don't know. I just like, if you have different point of views, I like having different narrators. So overall, it was an okay book. It wasn't It was horrific in the fact that you are searching for a missing child, but it wasn't like scary creature feature horror. Overall, it was an okay book. I'm glad I read it. And I'm still interested in checking out more of Clay McLeod Chapman's work. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.